right at 6 o'clock. Uh, see if anybody shows up here for a few seconds. Here we go. Here we go. Yep, here we go. Yep, here we go. Turn that sound off. We don't need that. Turn that sound off. We don't need that. That's loud. Okay. So we wait around here a minute, see if anybody shows up. So just sit here and make faces for a little while. I don't know. I'm in the shop. Haven't got much done with it. It's been a rough week or so. But anyway, it is what it is. Oh, it's already buffering. So there we go. Well, I guess I'll get started. It's a couple minutes already. I got nothing big going on. We're starting spring break, so hopefully I'll get some stuff done this week. Had a problem with my truck this week. It was actually last week when it happened. I don't know exactly what caused it, but I had a wheel. It was loose and had a broken stud on it. And that was an experience I'd rather not go through again. I wish I had caught that sooner. But anyway, if you're watching, say hi on the chat. Finally got that truck fixed yesterday. Had a sinus infection that took me out for most of the week from being out in the weather. I still went ahead and worked and all that stuff. But anyway, got the truck fixed yesterday. The weather is nice. It was really nice last Thursday and Friday. Up in the 70s. Yesterday was 50s. Today's 50s. I don't know exactly what it is right now. But anyway, east of us, quite a ways, still in Missouri, they had some storms Friday night. That were pretty bad. Had some power lines knocked down up in Liberal, but no major damage. I lost some ridge cap off my roof. I got to fix that this week. Got to get my water drink. I never drink enough water. I put out a video about an update on the bird flu earlier this week. I guess it's winding down, but there was, in Newton County, there was 4 million birds euthanized, laying hens. Just such a waste. I mean, we breed them chickens. Well, the laying hens maybe not so much, but they're in these confined spaces, Anyway, they just, I don't know, they're too confined to space, and they're open to infection anyway because of that. Oh, a little bit sleepy. Uh, so anyway, uh, in that article that I read on there, they said that egg production from those facilities in Newton County, Missouri, would be back up to full scale in about a year, which kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm sure there wasn't enough chickens at point of lay to move in there. They got to go in, clean it, and scrub it, and all that. So, it's just not been a lot exciting. We had pigs get out twice today. Them butt heads. I think we've got them fixed. 4 of them go to the processor the 10th of next month. I'm ready for that. Of course, I'm also ready for some bacon. Some of my own bacon, some of my own sausage. I'm buffering. Anybody else see me buffering? Well, maybe my internet, I don't know. My phone's doing good. I'm recording on my phone and watching on my laptop here in the shop. So, yeah. Oh, his phone says I'm up to 3 now. I hope y'all can see me. If you can see me, say hi or something. Jump in the chat. Tell me what's on your mind. BB Cuber, hi. Glad you could make it. Anything on your mind you'd like to talk about here? This is just a kind of hangout kind of deal. Said I haven't been doing a lot of research or much of anything for the last week. So, baby goats are doing really good. Like I was saying, we got pigs headed to the processor next month. Some for customers, some for us. Well, now that's interesting. I came to hate that thing. I never could figure it out. I guess I wasn't smart enough. I don't know. But that's it's pretty cool. I'm assuming you're going to compete. Like I said, I never could get the hang of that Rubik's Cube stuff. All right. I don't know. Like I said, I've never been. I never did, and I was around when it came out. I never figured it out. I finally would end up taking the stickers off and moving them. It just wasn't for me. Just had to have one, though. I forget how old I was when they came out. Well, that's pretty quick. I never had, after I figured out I couldn't do it, I never could, I never had the patience to figure it out. So, I knew people who did, but I wasn't one of them. Okay, we'll get that phone charged up. I put mine on the charger before I started here because my phone's always almost dead. Seems like. Uh, saying the goats are doing well, the pigs are doing well. We've got to move some around this week. It's going to be a busy week, I hope. Getting some farm chores done, some maintenance work done on some stuff. Uh, just all that kind of stuff that's, got to be done. If you can't afford to pay somebody, you do it yourself, or it don't get done. So a lot of this needs to be done. As you can see, there's not been much work done here in the shop. Hopefully going to change that soon. Yeah, chores are good. We got chores every day around here. Seeing how we've got a couple cows and we got 11 goats now. 3, 4, 5, about 10 pigs, and I think about 12 chickens, 2 dogs. And I have no idea how many cats. Just too many of them, and I'm not a cat fan. So there's a little bit about what we got going on here. So, hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to check your channel out. And, yeah, I'll check it out. And, we all start somewhere. Shoot, I've only got 342 so far. I mean, it's not where it should be. But, it is what it is, and that's all right. Oh, well, I'll have to check it out anyway. I mean, I enjoy watching people who are good at what they do. And I think most people do. That's why not many people watch me. Because I'm kind of a jack of all trades and a master of none. I know a little about a lot. So if you go look at some of my other videos, there's all kinds of stuff out there. And I'm not an expert at anything. I don't have the focus to get really good at anything. Easily distracted. My son and I was talking about that earlier this week. Oh, I'll definitely check that out, BB Cuber. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out when we get done here. Said I'm not a Rubik's Cube kind of guy, but I do kind of feel like we got to support each other out here, all of us normal people. But anyway, as I was saying, I got a lot of projects started, and they get started and they don't quite get finished, or it takes forever to get them finished. And I've mentioned on the channel that my son is autistic and his half brother is autistic. And that's one of the things that sometimes happens with autistic people. And I found out as well with ADHD affected people. So I'm trying to figure out how to work around that. I'm a little old to be trying to figure those kind of things out, I guess, but I suppose it's better late than never. Just what area of the country or what rough area of the world are you from, BB Cuber? We're in, well, as I say, the extreme northwest corner of southwest Missouri. Um, we're close to Pittsburgh, Kansas, but we're still in Missouri. Uh, all right. Oh, let me see. Right now it's what time is it? 6:17. Yeah. Shoot. I hadn't checked that. But um, anybody on here got anything they'd like to talk about? Uh, kind of open. Like I said, I haven't done a lot this last week. Just not much going on and a bit under the weather. So, like I said, I know a little about a lot. I talk about quite a bit of stuff. But got one fly in here messing around. I don't know, you guys might have seen it flying in front of the camera. But, all right. Well, this might right now be the highest viewer count I've had on this live stream. We got 5 in here. Of course, one of those is me because I'm watching on the computer. So say hi. If you just popped in here. Before you pop out, say hi. You know, I was pretty excited for a minute. We had 4 people in here. But I ought to prepare better for these. And I didn't decide I was going to do it live tonight until late this afternoon. Well, hi again, BB Cuber. Glad you're back. Okay, well, I got disconnected there for some reason, and I don't know why. And yeah, I got disconnected there, BB Cuber. I'm streaming this on Starlink. That's my internet provider, and the what's it called? I don't know, but the thing that puts out the Wi-Fi, the local Wi-Fi, it's in the house, and I'm out in the shed. We're probably, I don't know, 20, 25 yards from it. But anyway, that might be the problem. I have no idea. I was asking before it froze, though, BB Cuber, roughly what area you were from. I find that pretty interesting. Just the general area that people are from. I've been on lives with people all over the world. It's kind of interesting. Uh, so yeah. Uh, no, I don't, BB Cuber. Uh, I'm not what you would call real tech savvy. Uh, I still prefer a desktop computer with a mouse, um, you know. So I'm not. No, I don't have a VR. I'm surprised that my son hasn't wanted one, but I don't think he does. He's 19 though. Okay, well, silence isn't good. Uh, let me see. Okay, well, we're just hanging out here on a Sunday night. Thought I might do a live, see if anybody was up for it. I've had some good ones, I had some not so good ones. So, anyway, had a little bit of a conversation here with BB Cuber. Uh, he says he has a YouTube channel that has 12 subscribers, and he does Rubik's Cubes on that channel. So if that's something you're interested in, you might go check him out, see what's happening there. Uh, around here, like I said, we're just a little, I guess you'd call us a hobby farm. We got goats and pigs and chickens and cows, dogs and cats. Um, and we just, you know, trying to do what we can do, live our best life, I guess you could say, and, try to protect our health in the process. So, I caught, oh, dang, I can't remember that now. Dang it, I was going to call them out on this. I listened to a podcast this week, and I'll try to remember, and maybe I'll get it in the notes for this live. And it was just put out this week about the government, and it was in Ohio, was going after backyard flock chickens. And I can't remember all the particulars of it now, but that's just something we got to watch for. I know a couple of years ago, the U.S. Department of Agriculture wanted you to register your garden with them. Why they wanted that, I can't say for sure. I have my theories, which, or at least one theory is that way, if things go bad, they know where to go look for food or send people or, whatever. But anyway, uh, so, yeah, I honestly believe that we've got to keep an eye on the government. I tried for a long time to keep politics off of my channel, and I like politics, kind of. And I think we all need to pay attention, just because if you're not paying attention, you're not going to know what they're up to. Like I said, I don't know that I want to get into all of my political opinions right now, or even current events political opinions, but I believe that the Constitution should be followed as it is written. No need to try to interpret it or say it means something that it don't. But anyway, a lot of people popping in and out real quick. It's odd. My phone just did something strange. I don't know. I wasn't looking at it. Maybe I should have been. I don't know that there's anybody watching this close by, but if you are, we're kind of in the market, maybe, depending on price and the animal, but for mini Nubian doe, or yeah, a mini Nubian doe. We had one that we put a deposit on, but as that kind of thing happens when you put deposits down on animals that aren't born yet, well, it didn't get born. No fault of the people. They're going to refund our money, and like most people, their lives got hectic here, and so. But we're kind of looking. I don't know, maybe for, like I said, a mini Nubian doe, preferably fairly young. But I don't know. Like I said, it would depend on the price and my significant other's mood at the time. So, and the goats are her project anyway. I may be overstepping my bounds there a little bit, but yeah. So that, like I said, the baby goat kind of fell through on us. It looks like they sent me a text Thursday or Friday night saying that, oh, basically that they may not have a buyer for, or it may not be what their buyer wants. I don't know. We were on a list and we were like fourth, and there was only 3 baby does born. So you know how that works. Oh, we should have more pigs, if anybody's interested in having baby pigs, at the end of April. So there's that, and then there may be more sometime in between now and then. When you leave your boar in with your sows, that is going to happen, and you're not going to know it sometimes. Was playing with the laser engraver. You can see it over my shoulder here. You may even be able to hear it. I don't know. I was just playing around, trying to kill time before I started this live. So, alrighty. We have 6 baby goats. Yeah, there went that stupid fly. That's something to hang around for, see if you can see the fly. So anyway, 6 baby goats, and they're in some shorts that I put out. I was going to put out another one today. I went out there and started videotaping them, or not videotape, recording them on my phone, and the moms come along and shut them down on their plane and all let them off to separate directions. We've got 3 mama goats and the 6 babies, so each mama goat's got 2. And I would like to get some good video of salties so that everyone can see just how small those things are. They are tiny. All right. But all of our goats turned out to be black and white. Well, one of them's got some gray because he's got some moon spots. And yeah, but one of our babies turned out that Ethan calls it chocolata. Your guess is as good as mine, but it's got some brown on it, and yeah, I kind of get that. So, uh, oh, there it goes. Okay, my computer's working a little slow. I wanted to go look at something. Oh, no. Anyway, I need to quit that, I guess. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, yeah. Most exciting thing around here right now is the baby goats and the pigs getting out. And like I said, they got out twice today, the butt heads. So we switched from satellite TV to streaming services, and that has been quite interesting. And I've about watched all that's interesting on there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We got Netflix and Paramount Plus, which on Paramount Plus we got it for 1923. I'll go watch it here in a little bit. I don't know what time they release the new one, but we'll do that. Like I said, if you pop in here and say hi, even if you're only on for a second or so, if you don't like it, that's okay. I have known for most of my lifetime I'm not everyone's cup of tea. So it's not a problem. I'm going to try to stretch this out to an hour. I don't know if I got another 25 minutes of just blank rambling in me. You're hearing a lot of noise because in the background, one, I got my laser engraver on. I should turn it off. Guess I can do that. I'm probably done playing with it tonight. Uh, that was me, if you heard that. So I had a new person talking to me tonight, BB Cuber. Like I said, I'll go check his channel out. And if you like watching people do the Rubik's Cube, well, there's your guy. We had a little conversation. That was interesting. I think he was just more promoting his channel than anything else, but that's all right. I don't care. I am fine with you coming on here and promoting your channel a little bit. Like I said, most of my channel's about, I get into a lot of stuff. I get it. Lately, it's a lot of baby goat videos because I got baby goats, or I don't. Uh, and I get into pigs once in a while, and a little bit into cows. And I'll do a product review, like Premier One Fence, which I need to do one on the one I got. I'm not real happy with it. But I'm not going to go into that right now. So, anyhow, I guess I could do a video on wiring this, but I don't really want to because I'm not an electrician, and I don't want somebody doing something I did on YouTube and burning their house down or electrocuting themselves. So I probably won't do that. I used to raccoon hunt quite a bit with hounds. That's an interesting sport. I got some stories there. If anybody would like to hear some coon hunting stories, I got some. And let me see, we do some fencing videos occasionally. I haven't done any of those in a long while. I've worked on chainsaws. Like I said, I know a little about a lot. I'm not a chainsaw expert by any means. So, okay, I'm back. For some reason, my phone, say hi, jump in the live chat, say hi. Well, okay, I guess that's not happening. Yeah, if you would, when you pop on here, give me a thumbs up or something. Even if you can only be on here for a second or two. Yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to have to start planning these lives a little better. I think I'm competing with a lot of people, and so, but anyway, maybe have them later. I don't know. This is just a time that works really well for me. It's about 6 o'clock. Yeah, I know that my son told me when I started doing this that I need to do scripts. I need to write scripts, which I don't like, but sometimes I take notes, and I should have done that this week, especially when I started talking about the eggs. They euthanized 4 million chickens in Newton County alone. I mean, that's a lot of chickens. And I have a hard time believing that all of those chickens had that stupid bird flu. Uh, it's just, I don't know. That whole situation seems backwards to me. Or I don't know if backwards is the right word, but it just doesn't seem right. Uh, I should contact the one of the local health departments and talk to them about the testing on the chickens for bird flu and see, what has to happen there. But yeah, but that's getting more and more people moving into this area of self reliance. Chickens are the gateway drugs to farm animals, they say. And first you got pigs, and then all of a sudden you got some Nigerian dwarf goats, and of course I grew up with pigs and chickens and cows and all of that, so forbidden, you know. I came back to it kind of late in life, but that's, you know, neither here nor there, I guess. But I had some understanding what I was getting into. We got chickens first, uh, and then we got a little later some pigs, and quite a bit later I bought a calf at auction, Butch, and then we bought another calf at auction, and we lost her last winter when it was not this recent past winter, but year before last. It got extremely cold. People lost cows up here. I mean, grown adult cows. Uh, so yeah, we lost her in all that cold and snow, and then I was a substitute bus driver. Now I drive full time, at least half time. I drive in the afternoons. But anyway, I used to substitute for a guy, and he's a local farmer. And he called me one day. He was having some health issues, and he had a blind calf. He asked me if I would take her, and then we would split the meat when she got old enough. So she's out there. She's probably, I don't know, 400 or 500 pounds now. Uh, so we have two cows. We have our bull Butch, and then that blind heifer. We never got around to giving her a name for some reason. And yeah, we recently, just last summer, we bought our first 3 goats. We bought 3 females, and then we found my significant other was wanting some. She had a friend that was raising mini Nubian goats, and we were going to get a goat from her, but we bought these 3, and then there was an issue there with that goat we were going to get, so we found some folks down by Monette, Missouri, and a young lady was selling some mini Nubian goats, and all she had left, which was, but all she had left was bucks. So we bought, and she had one. He's got some kind of problem with his teeth. I don't see it, but she wasn't registering, and she said, "Well, if you buy one, I'll throw him in." So we got 2. I'm pretty sure he's might be the father to all of them. I don't know. I know he is that one, uh, or I'm pretty sure of it. But anyway, so now we have 11 goats. And if you're in the market for a goat, we might have some for sale, especially if you're interested in getting a billy that's got some mini Nubian blood in him. Because our does are not mini Nubians. So they are, I don't know. And one, my sister-in-law is a goat person, and she says that the smallest one, which is the meanest one towards other animals, she don't care. She attacks everything. Her name's Salty. She's some type of pygmy. And then the next bigger one would be Rusty, and that she is probably a Nigerian dwarf mix, if not, full Nigerian. But we bought them in auction. We don't know. And then there's Fancy, and she's tall. She's as tall. Yeah, she's as tall as our smaller buck Acorn. And my sister-in-law, she's probably some type of dairy goat, maybe. But we don't know for sure what they are. We just know that we got 3 girl goats. We got 6 babies, and one of them is a girl. So, but if you're in the market for some goats, especially for pets, they can all be milked. Oh, okay, all the females will be milkable, but we've only got one doe out of the babies, and I don't know what her plan is for those at this point. We don't need that many billies, and I'm thinking the one girl we got, and I may be mistaken on this, but I'm thinking the one girl we got is out of Salty, and she's tiny. She'll probably get a little bigger than what Salty is, but they're out of our goats, so that we don't want to breed back to them anyway. But like I said, I don't know what Rhonda's plan is for those goats. I think she just wanted some cute baby goats, and so we got cute baby goats, but we can't keep them all. So yeah, if you're in here watching, say hi. Ask a question, make a comment. I don't care. Just try to keep it clean. I mean, I'm not going to fight and argue on here, but we have also, if anybody's in the market, we have a pig that is old enough to go to the processor or to be bred. It is a female that is available. She should throw some really pretty some really pretty babies. She's kind of an orangish red with black spots and some white. Not much white. It'd be down around her belly. But and if I was wanting to keep one, that would be my first or second choice. But all the others are spoken for. So, but the pigs that I'm raising are a mix. This litter here, their dad's a full-blooded Berkshire. At least that's what I was told. He looks the part. The mom is our our first generation of pigs here. She belongs to my son. But she's she's got a lot of Hereford in her, and mostly Duroc, but then there's some Yorkshire and a little bit of Landrace. Her mama was a cross between the Yorkshire, the Duroc, and the Landrace. Her dad was half Hereford, half Duroc. He looked like a Hereford. Really liked that pig. But we lost him last summer. But his name was Deuce Pigelow. And this sow that we get the pigs out of now, her name is Well Done. It's my teenage son named her. Uh, and then our boar is Buddy Love. And then we have some others. We have another little gilt that we ended up saving back that is out of Buddy and Well Done. And then we have the last of our original 6 pigs, Ruby. And she's the same breeding as Well Done's mom, but she's not Well Done's mom. And then we have another gilt. No, she's not a gilt. She's a sow. She's big. She's pushing 500 pounds, I bet. And her name is Baby. And she's out of our Hereford Duroc Cross boar and a pig we called Boss Hog, a sow, which is the same breeding as the others, Duroc Yorkshire Land Race. She's all white or pink. A lot of people correct me and tell me that they're pink. I don't know. But that's our pig herd, as it were. And we will, like I said, Well Done should be having another litter the end of April. And I'm thinking that I did not catch them in the act, so I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that Baby is expecting another litter, and if so, it could be any time in the next 2 months. So she should start really showing here before long, and then I'll have a better idea whether she's bred or not. But yeah, I got somebody watching, and you've hung around a while, so are you interested in pigs? Any pig questions? I know a little bit about pigs. As in, did you know that if you give them enough room, they won't go to the bathroom where they eat? They will have a separate spot where they go to the bathroom if you give them enough room. And a pig won't overeat either. They don't do that. They eat till they get full, and then they'll go, do other things and come back and eat when they get hungry, especially if you have food there for them all the time, which is the best way to do it if you're growing them out to eat. Pigs are born about 2 to 3 pounds, and then they grow by about 6 months. They can easily hit 200 to 250 pounds. These pigs I raise, our first initial 6, 5 of those were the commercial cross of Duroc, Yorkshire, and Landrace, which means they tend to be long, pretty lean, and grow fast. So, and now I've added in some Berkshire, which is supposed to be really good pork. But I'm really happy with our pork. A lot of people, that's changing now, I understand, but for a long time, a lot of people didn't want fat pigs. They didn't want all that fat, which fat is good for you. They wanted the lean pigs like you get out of the store market. But I can tell you what, even though my pigs are have commercial breeding in their background, they don't look like the pork chops. They look more like a steak, as in the color. They don't look like your store-bought pork chops. And my bacon's a lot leaner. It's good. But I like lean bacon. And Yeah, I don't get any fat back. Any When I go pick up my meat, there's no extra fat because they have to use it all in the sausage. Uh, and a shout out to our processor that we use, Schroeder's Processing in Arma, Kansas. They're just like 5 miles from the house here. They're good people to work with. Um, so yeah, there's your little bit of pig stuff and some pig meat information. We're going to be taking our bull to the processor. I need to get that set up. Should have asked the other day when I set up for my pigs. We got 4 going for customers, or 3. Okay, 2 for customers, 1 for my mom, and 1 for us. Uh, so I should have called about my bull. But anyway, Butch will be going to the processor here before long. That's what we got him for, and you know. Well, hey, Belt Loop 29, how are you doing? It's been a while since we've communicated. I work nights now, so I don't get to do many of other people's lives. I've been doing okay, ups and downs, kind of like everything. But right now, it's kind of on an upswing. So, how's everything going with you? Oh, 6 days a week. I've been there, done that. Uh, yeah, I feel your pain. Fortunately, I don't do a lot of overtime now. I work for a school, so except during basketball season, and they have a big tournament that takes a little over a week, and then I get wound up in that. I'm guessing you're trying to manipulate your retirement. Yep, answered that question. I kind of wish I had started for the school sooner, a lot sooner, because they have 80 and out retirement. And when your age and your years of service add up to 80, you can get out. Wow, that's kind of late to be starting that job. That's it's interesting. I would hate to think of that. I mean, I'm only 59. Yeah. Well, I can retire when I get ready to school. It's just that I would have been able to retire sooner. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm looking at, I want to, I'll be 60 in July. So I would like to get some things going on so that I can get out at 65 and do okay. Yep, I understand that. Um, like I said, I have one defined benefits pension package from the DOD contractor I worked for 20, just short of 21 years. So that'll help. And then they have a pretty good pension package here at the school. But I've only been there 2 years, so. But I'm kind of, I want to get myself so that I'm looking forward to retirement, but I would like to get myself set up to where Yeah, that's good. That's helpful. Uh, like I said, I like to get myself set up to where I don't want to quit and just do nothing, but I would like to be able to hang out here at home and just take care of animals, sell a pig here and there. Or uh, I kind of got a plan. It's a very loose plan, but I've got a laser engraver I've been messing with, and I'm in my little shop that I bought so that I can do a little bit of woodworking, and you know maybe I can hit a few craft shows during the season, and supplement that retirement. Uh, yeah, I want to, when I retire, I want to just do the things I want to do. You know, like I said earlier, I don't want to just quit working, sit down, and watch TV all the time, but kind of like to have a little extra coming. Oh yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. You know, if I worked until I could do the 80 and out, I would be 70. Yeah, is that right? I don't know, but I'm not going to make it that. I'm just going to try to get out of there at 65. Uh, I have, my full retirement, as you probably know, is uh, 67. I don't want to work for somebody else that late. Like I said, it just going to try to get me some things to do, and you know not work on somebody else's clock. I guess that's the thing. Just not work according to somebody else's schedule. I know I'll have to, like I said, if I'm going to keep doing livestock like I do, then I'll have to, work around processing appointments and stuff like that. But it's just, you know, I've had a job since of some sort or another. Yep, I'm trying to get that a little better. Uh, these lives help a lot, and I've just discovered that I could do them. Uh, I don't care if it pays much, as long as it pays a little extra. I mean, I'm I'm thinking a lot of little stuff, and no schedule. I'll be all right. Yeah, a little extra, which a little extra is always handy. Like I say, I'm maybe do some craft fairs and some woodworking and laser engraving. Uh, my son got a 3D printer for Christmas, and I may learn how to do some of that. And you know, but we'll see. I got to get my shop done here first. Yeah, I bet you do. Uh, I'm not monetized yet, a long way from it, but it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, it, but I'm sure it's more fun to do a YouTube live, which I think that's pretty much all you do, isn't it? I know that I used to enjoy getting on your YouTube or your lives, but like I said, I haven't been able to lately because I'm working evenings. Yeah, that's what I thought, mostly live streams. Yeah, lately I've been mostly doing shorts because my longer form videos don't go very well. Yeah, if I could get enough views on lives to enough hours, get me where I need to go, I don't know. I kind of enjoy doing the videos. Uh, yeah, it does take time. And if you're trying to do something and record a video, it slows everything down. Um, but yeah, I I was starting to edit and my computer broke and I just started doing everything on my phone. So I got away from editing where I add music and all that, and that takes extra time. But I think I need to I've got a computer and I need to go in and relearn all the editing stuff. Uh, so, but yeah, videos can take a long time. Uh, I don't hardly edit any of mine. Hmm, guess I lost him. What's going on here? Uh, oh, I know what it is. It's that. Okay. Uh, all right. Well, my I'm watching the live chat on my computer and recording on my phone. Uh, yeah, you got to take care of work. And my computer is buffering right now. So the phone only shows I have one person watching, which would be you. But okay, it's probably just my computer because, like I said, I'm out in the shop. It's about 20 yards away from my Wi-Fi router. So sometimes it does some crazy stuff. Yeah, but anyway, I guess that doesn't matter. I can see my live chat down here below on the phone. It's just easier to read when it's bigger. Well, I can tell you that my shorts on our baby goats are getting about 500 views every time I put one out. Uh, and I happened to catch something talking about, to put a camera on or an old phone out on your animals and just let it go. And that people come in and watch it for a little while, and you get a lot of hours that way. But I don't have an extra phone to do that with, so I guess I could get uh, camera to put out there. My sister-in-law got a camera to watch her goats. So I'm sure that it'll hook up to the internet. So that'd probably go over pretty good. What state are you in anyway, Belt Loop? I'm sure I've heard, but I just don't remember. There's a lot of that anymore, not remembering. Mississippi. I liked it down there. I never lived there, but I've been through there when I was driving truck, and I kind of liked it. That driving truck. Okay, I'm back. As I was saying, I enjoyed uh, meeting the different types of people out there from the different parts of the country, and there's definitely a difference. Uh, one time I was going up into Massachusetts and stopped at a gas station to get directions. I go in there, and well, when I got my load from dispatch, they give me the address and everything. This is back before GPS on your phone and all that. You know, I'm talking 1988, 89, 1989. That's when I drove truck. But they gave me an address, and I knew where I was at, so I asked them. I said, they said it was Shop Air Freight. I said, okay, shop, as in SHOP. Yes. I said, okay, no problem. So I get out the maps, and I get close, and I stop at a gas station, and I run in, and I'm a 23-year-old hillbilly from Southwest Missouri, and so I go in there, and I said, hey, I said, can you help me out? Do you know where this place is, this Shop Air Freight? Yeah, I know where it's at. You go up here, you make a left, and you got to be thinking northeastern accent here. He said, you go up to the fork in the road. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute, what? He said, the fork in the road. What? I asked him like 3 times, and finally he goes, the fork in the road. I said, oh, the fork in the road. So, yeah. I was pretty close to there. I don't remember exactly how close, but yeah. And then I thought I was going to get in a fight. I was in Youngstown, Ohio. The interstate was shut down because of snow. It was at a truck stop. And it was a 76 truck stop, and they had like they used to have like the bars, you know, and you'd sit out and eat, or a counter, whatever you want to call it. And this guy sat next to me, and starts a conversation with me. Hey, how you doing? I said, I'm all right. And we talk a little bit, and he looks at me and says, you're from South Carolina, aren't you? I said, no. I said, I'm from Southwest Missouri. He said, no, you're not. You're from South Carolina. I never did convince him that I wasn't from South Carolina. I never was much on fighting. I figured out pretty early on I wasn't very good at it, so I didn't do it. Had a little Oriental guy scare me. He was probably, he's in his 60s at least. Well, I'm sure you didn't start him. Like I said, when it came to fighting, I figured out pretty early on I wasn't any good at it, so I tried to avoid them. I still had one or two here and there, but yeah. I had a friend that got into enough fights for both of us. Oh yeah, I'm not questioning that at all. Yeah. Like I said, I had a friend that he got into enough fights for both of us. He liked it. He liked it, and he would start them. I always said he'd fight at the start of the hat, or start a fight at the drop of a hat, and he'd drop it himself if he had to. Yeah, that may be. Maybe. I I never had much interest in being a police officer. I have respect for police officers, and most of my encounters have been good, even though I was on the wrong side on most of them. But uh, I harbored the thought a couple of times, and no, I, uh, and that's right there, the communication skills to de-escalate. Uh, that's where I come up short. That and people. I'm not a people person. I don't, you know, it's probably why my YouTube channel doesn't do much better. But anyway, uh, I have fun at it. So, but yeah, it's people that, yeah, that's something. I'd hate to have to go through any kind of school at my age. Um, I just probably fall asleep a lot. My chats. There we go. My chat on the computer was way behind. I struggle to stay awake a lot. Uh, if I'm not doing something, I can sit down and 5 minutes later be asleep. Yep, I have to do that a lot. I understand my dad. My dad was a character anyway, but I was a teenager, and let me see, he would have been, I don't know, his late 40s at the time, or even after that. But as a teenager, I remember he'd get up, and, he worked construction his entire life, all kinds of construction, concrete, asphalt, uh, carpentry, just about everything. And he'd get up and he'd have to take 2 or 3 steps before he could get fully straightened, and he'd groan and make all kinds of noises. I thought he was just being funny. I don't think so anymore, because I do the same thing now. And I have not worked as hard as he did. Well, hey, Echo Stream, glad to see you found me again. But yeah, Dad told me, said, you got to stay active when you get older. You got to keep moving, whether you want to or not. So I try. I don't succeed all the time, but I try. So what's been going on with you, Echo Stream? Like I say, I think I need to start planning these better. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. See, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but anyway, I remember, just got to stay moving as you get older. Really helps. Yeah, Echo Stream, you need to get that education, especially the high school. That's a good question, Belloop. Wow, this is an exciting live stream. We just sitting here. Uh, yeah, I've run out of things to say, I guess. Me and Belt Loop been talking about retirement and told a couple of truck driving stories. It's a job I don't miss. Yeah, it's getting springtime around here. 2 weeks ago, we had really cold weather. And this last week, we got up to 80 a couple of days. But me and the boy was looking, and we're probably mowing grass before the week's out. Good thing I'm on spring break, and I can get the lawnmower out, get it worked on, and get it ready to go. That's always a fun experience. But anyway, I don't mind mowing grass too bad, though. Just, I go out there and drive the mower around in circles and let my mind wander a little bit. Uh, yeah, good to see you, Belt Loop. I appreciate you stopping by. And we'll catch you later. Uh, mine doesn't itch. It just doesn't itch unless it gets dirty. I wash it with the same shampoo I wash my hair in, and uh, my dad complained the same thing. He he said his beard got out more than an inch or two. It got itchy, and he shaved it. And I've just never had that issue. And like I said, unless it gets dirty, I'm doing some kind of work that gets a lot of dust and dirt, or fiberglass. I get fiberglass pieces in it, it itches, but mostly it don't itch. Just you know, uh, yeah, they got some beard balms and uh, beard butter. There's all kinds of stuff out there, and I don't use hardly any of it. I used a mustache. I have a can of beard balm that I use occasionally. Just kind of get it on your fingertips and run it through there. But I can't remember to do it most of the time. So I'll probably be shaving some of this off here in a few weeks. It's getting warm. I don't usually wear a full beard in the summertime. But I've even recently I've started making soap, and I just use the soap on my hair, and I'm due for a shower today, so don't look too close to my hair. But haven't done anything with it today. Uh, but yeah, there's stuff out there. Amazon has a bunch, but there's a lot of small manufacturers out there. Uh, I'll have to look. Uh, there's a YouTube channel I watched where they made some stuff. the lady sells soap online. She makes and sells soap online. And I can't, they've changed the name of their, it used to be Green Acres Homestead, I believe, but they've changed their name. And right now I can't remember the name of that for anything. And yeah, there's a lot of different stuff for that. Said I just washed it all with the same stuff and never had much of a problem with itching anyway. So I saw you're in middle school there, Echo Stream. I actually clean the middle school, our local middle school. So that's kind of interesting. Don't know what it means other than that's how I get my income, but so uh, okay, well, let me see. Says I got 2 people watching, so I know Echo Stream. Belt Loop said he was headed out, but yep, summer's coming. Summer's not as exciting to me anymore. Uh, I think I prefer it over winter. It didn't used to matter to me. Summer, winter, I didn't care. I did what I wanted to do, and that was didn't worry about it. But yeah, I bet it would be. I've always kind of wanted to go there. I don't know if I ever will, but yeah. Mosquitoes can be pretty bad up there, though. The way I understand it, I don't know for sure since I've never been. The furthest north I've been is Seattle, Washington, and Boston, Massachusetts, maybe. I don't know which one's further north, but I have to look at a map. Well, you got time, and if you want to go, make it happen when when you get to where you can. Uh, Tennessee is nice. I've been there a few times. Drove truck over the road for a year, so you get to see a lot of the country that way. Um, my second oldest stepson lives in one of the suburbs of Savannah, Georgia. Pooler. I've never been there, but my wife and other kids have all been down there. Uh, I've been to Florida. I There's only 2 or 3 states in the lower 48 that I haven't been in. It's like Vermont, Rhode Island, up in that area. Well, hey, that's not a bad thing. That's better than what a lot of kids are looking at. Yeah, uh, there's a lot of stuff you can look at online. I live just a few miles from a uh, state park. It's called Prairie State Park here in Missouri. It's part of the well, it's the actually pretty much the last tall grass prairie in the state of Missouri. They got some buffalo there. They had some elk, but I think they shipped them all out. It's just up the road here a little ways. That's one thing that, I don't regret is driving truck. Yeah, I always liked being in can't even speak. Like being in nature, but I've not been much of a hiker. Just walking for the sake of walking just doesn't excite me too much. Uh, you know, some of my favorite times has been sitting in the turkey woods, even if I never even saw a turkey. Just being out there and hearing different animal sounds, and you know, it's nice. And also, I used to coon hunt a lot with dogs. That was always interesting. Hunt raccoons. I I got a reprimand from YouTube for saying coon in one of my videos. And when I say coon, I mean raccoon, cute little furry animals. Well, that's pretty cool. Florida's a pretty nice little state to go to. I've been there a couple of times. Like I said, driving truck, you get everywhere. Uh, got stranded there for 3 days one time in Lake City, Florida. There wasn't nothing in that town but a movie theater and a Cracker Barrel restaurant. And I was between paydays and didn't have the money to do much, so we sat on an empty lot. Yeah, sometimes it does suck, but you got to play the games. I think they're starting to lighten up on a lot of stuff. I do in my regular stuff. I do a lot of political and natural health is what I was going to say, but that's not exactly uh, what I mean. But food food things, and I've talked about the C-19, and I've gotten in trouble over that. And I didn't say anything that was wrong, but you know, but I think they're lightening up on that stuff a little bit now that we have a new regime in the White House. I hope so. I mean, I'm a I'm a free speech absolutist. Well, I I've never said anything that I thought was out of line, and it's just I think that time that they got me was it's just over one word, and that was it. It was the computer algorithm, and I didn't get a strike or anything. I just got a warning. And you are absolutely correct on that one. It's just whoever can give them the most money. Uh, and whoever that they can get the uh, most favorable legislation for. But as I was saying, I'm a free speech absolutist. You got the right to say whatever you want. Uh, Yep, you got that right. I see that. All the same ones that were allowing them to badmouth the current president last year were up in the new president's office, telling them what great guys they were. But that's just the way the world works sometimes, I guess. I think that a lot of these businesses have way too much input into our government. Uh, you know, because there's crazy stuff that's been done in the name of the government. Oh, yeah. The oil companies are still involved. Um, they just have more competition now for the ears of the government. And the scary thing about the oil companies today is that how many of them are foreign owned, you know. So and that's the problem. I wish they could figure out how to keep the money out of the government, but I don't know. The money influencing the government, you know, but I don't know how you would do that. Uh, the government is definitely one of my favorite subjects to talk bad about, and I'm starting to worry about our current president a little bit with this serious stuff and some of the people that he's uh, letting talk to him. Uh, I don't follow. I consider myself a libertarian anymore. Uh, I have I have voted Democrat and I voted Republican and I even voted independent one time. But uh, I'm I'm small government. The less government we have in our lives, the better off we are. Because I know that they lie to us about things they don't need to lie to us about. Uh, One of my pet peeves is raw milk. There's nothing wrong with raw milk if it's handled correctly, and it's better for you than the pasteurized milk is. So, and that's just one thing. I mean, the whole vaccine thing. I'm not anti-vaccination. Some of them work, or they used to, and but I don't know. There's so many of them, and we don't even know what the long-term effects are of a lot of them. Uh, Let me see. The government needs to stay the hell out of our lives. I mean, I was listening to a podcast this week. I I think there's a lot of truth in that. I really do. Uh, I think kids about your age, it seems like I don't interact with the kids at school much, but where I work, but it seems like they have a different view than not only my generation, which I would be considered Gen X. I'm an older Gen X, though. And the millennials and the ones right after them. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the kids that are graduating from our high school up here that are going to work, and they've got things going on. And maybe that's just because it's a small school, you know. But uh, yeah, some of the kids about your age group is giving me a little bit of hope that this country might last a little longer, at least another generation or two. Each generation's had some good stuff to add, but there's been a lot of bad added lately in the name of, that's the word I'm looking for here. Uh, Compassion, I guess. The education system does suck. My son, who is autistic, but he's one of the last ones diagnosed with Asperger's, and that's just a high functioning form of autism. He's done horrible in school. They don't know how to deal with him. And a lot of times, I think he was just smarter than the teachers that were trying to teach him. But take that part with a grain of salt because, I am a dad. But he wasn't going to graduate because he just didn't like doing the homework. He could pass the test, but he didn't like doing the homework, so he wasn't going to pass. Well, here in the state of Missouri, fortunately, we live in a small area where the teachers and the staff all get to know the kids because it's small enough that they can. So, and everybody knows everybody. So I had ordered some, I don't know whether it was hats or t-shirts, but something from my t-shirt printer, and we was in, and it's a mother and daughter business, and the daughter also is kind of a counselor up at the high school. And we were talking about it, and she said, well, when I was working in Arkansas, the state had a plan where they could go get their GED, and it would be the same as a high school diploma. They could do it through the school. Well, we didn't pursue it, but evidently she did, because we got a call one morning and from the principal, and she wanted to do that with our son. And there was 3 or 4 other kids that they also did it with. And they would come to me and they say, we want to tell you we're surprised by this, but we're not, because we know he's capable of it. And he was, scoring in like the 95th percentile. And, the only thing he struggled with was the English. And that's because they expected him to write an essay. School does restrict kids. They do. I noticed, I don't know, it started when I was in school in the 70s. They started trying to get every kid to go to college. And not every kid's cut out to go to college. I had an art teacher tell me that the trick to writing essays, he said, of course, every teacher is going to look at it differently, but he said it's just a BS. He said, just BS them. So maybe that'll help you. I don't know. I never was very good at writing essays either. Uh, I was like my son. I didn't like doing homework. I don't think I would have tested out as well as he did, but anyway. So he managed going through that program through the school and did really well, got his diploma and got out on time. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not your English teacher. uh, it wouldn't be a good thing. English is the hardest language in the world to learn. And in the United States, we don't necessarily speak English, we speak American English, and that's a whole different animal. Uh, I've talked to people that are fluent in more than one language, and they'll tell you English is the hardest. Uh, yeah, that's something I've never understood. They give these kids, they got these kids doing so much, and a lot of that's on the parents, but they're in sports and uh, drama, and we have archery here, and they got all this other stuff that you know a lot of it requires practice either before or after school, which takes a couple hours, and then they got you know all this homework to do. I don't know. I don't see how any kids graduate myself, and just there's so much going on. It's crazy. I Like I said, I work up there. Our high school and middle school is all the same building, uh, and so I get to see these kids, and of course, I have to clean up after the uh, basketball games and volleyball games and all that, the indoor sports up there, and but I also see the kids that play football and baseball and all that, and it's crazy. I don't understand how any of them get to graduate, but some of them seem to thrive on that kind of uh, busy schedule. I don't know. I just look back when I was in school. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I, you know, the only thing the school ever had that interested me was books. I like to read. I did back then too, and but I did not enjoy school really. There was moments of fun, but mostly it was just boring. And I think it's more so now that every school has to be so college oriented for every kid. I think it's changing a little bit, but man. So I feel for you kids that are still in school. And there was a time that, well, and I bet it can still be done, uh, where a person could do that, you know, just pick up a job for a week or two, get enough money to get on to the next town. And, you know, I had probably shouldn't be telling you this story, but I had a friend that was an old biker, and he was probably 60, and I was about, I don't know, about 30, I guess. And there was years that's all he did was ride his motorcycle around the country, and he would, crash at various motorcycle clubhouses, and pick up a little work here and there, and go on to the next town. Uh, you but I suggest if that's something you want to do it while you're young. Like I said earlier, I don't regret driving truck. I got to see the country that I wouldn't. 70-year-old gets to do that stuff. Uh, a lot of them, I've seen it. People that worked hard their entire life and they can barely survive when they get done. Uh, my parents were kind of lucky that, you know, uh, my dad dropped out of school at the in the second week of the ninth grade, and my mom, I don't think she went to the ninth grade, but they worked hard their entire life. Dad worked all kinds of different construction, and but they was their whole life they didn't have much, so they were used to not having much. So that when they retired, they thought they were doing pretty good because they had two incomes that were steady and stable with their Social Security. So, you know, and they didn't have any kids. Their home was paid for, you know, and that's when my dad got his first new truck, after he had retired. He couldn't afford one before that. Uh, but yeah, and work hard when you're young, you know, do the things you want to do, but work hard too, save some money, invest some money in something. I don't know if you can hear, but my bull, I think, is a little. He's in the mood for some love. He's out there bellowing. The neighbor's got some cows that I think are in heat, but he's kind of noisy. Yeah. Uh, the thing about that is so many of these farmers nowadays are corporate. You know, the ones that were able to buy and they were able to buy years and years ago, decades ago, when farmland was reasonable. But corporations have gotten involved with it in foreign countries. I forget what the percentage of farmland that China owns, but it's huge. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of acres. But it's got to the point where uh, you can't get into farming. I think the average age of a farmer nowadays is like 50 or 50 to 55. They're looking to retire. And, a lot of their kids left for various reasons. But then you got to pay capital gains tax on all of that. The government's got to get their sticky little fingers in there. And they take a big chunk of it. And even if they left it to their kids, the inheritance tax would eat them up. Just our government has not worked for the people for a long time. And really aggravates me. I know a lot of younger people in their 20s that would love to get into farming, but just can't afford to. When land goes for $10,000, $15,000 an acre. I mean, my parents bought 5 acres in 1969. I think they gave $15,000 for that 5 acres in 1969. It had a house on it, had zero plumbing in it. And over the years, they added plumbing and hot water and everything. But yeah, I grew up in a house for the first couple of years we lived there. We had to run outside the house to go to the bathroom. and they drew water out of a well. This was in 1970, 72, somewhere in there, 73. You know. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about I'm gonna have to get off of here and get in the house and find me something to eat on. I sure appreciate you coming in and visiting with me tonight. Uh, oh, egg prices. Yes, the economy's bad, but I think it's starting to improve. And the key word there is starting. But eggs, that's just a series of bad decisions. Uh, I put out a video last week where Newton County, which is Missouri, which is 2 counties south of me. Yeah, it's the second county south of me. It's Jasper, then Newton. But they killed 4 million egg laying birds this year in one county in Missouri because of the supposed bird flu. Uh, it's crazy how they deal with that. It makes no sense because they don't test the entire flock. I don't know how many they test, but it's not the entire flock. Uh, and they said it'd be about a year before those facilities that lost those birds would be back up to full production. So eggs aren't going down a lot. Now, some of the first flocks that they killed because of this, they're coming back online. You know, they're getting replaced. But yeah, I like Joel Salatin's, and look him up if you're interested in any kind of regenerative farming because he's the guy. But he talked about it was some foreign country, and I can't remember, foreign city. It was just one city that they went in and asked people that the city bought them, I don't know, it was like 5 laying hens and said, we'll get you the chickens. They're your chickens. You feed them and you take care of them and you get the eggs off of them. And it reduced their garbage by something like almost 50%. That's just a garbage reduction, not to mention the benefits of eating those eggs that are, outside, get to eat bugs and worms and grass and all that stuff that's good for you. And, so I would suggest if you're in a place where you can have chickens to get you, 5 or half a dozen laying hens, and you move them around, build you a little chicken tractor kind of thing, a coop that you can move, and you move them around, they don't make a mess. If you've got a little bit of room, and it doesn't take a whole lot for that many chickens. But yeah, we're going to be getting more chickens. We will get, I prefer to buy day-old chicks. They will ship you day-old chicks. Check out Cackle Hatchery or Murray McMurray Hatchery, if you, like I said, if you're interested in all that. But they send you day-old chicks through the U.S. Postal Service. It's just they're the only ones that will do it, but you got to be able to go pick them up, right when they get there. And well, the thing with mini chickens, you do have to have some land, and if you're going to raise them healthy, they need more space. But yeah, I don't know how many we're going to get. We haven't discussed. We were looking at breeds. I can't make any money on eggs here because I live in the country. Everybody and their brothers got a small flock laying hens. And a lot of them let their kids sell the eggs or some of the eggs, and they're going to buy eggs from a kid before they do me or their nephew or their brother or But we have eggs for us, so that's the important thing. Uh, and I don't know if you've ever had eggs that did not come from a grocery store, but they are way better. They taste way better. So, like I said, if you're where you can, get you some. And even, you might be able to make some money where you're at. I don't know. But if you get one of the high volume laying birds, uh, they'll lay about 300 eggs a year, 250, 300 eggs a year. They tend to lay about one egg every 25 hours on average. So, if you like doing math, you can do the math on that. But I prefer my own eggs. But the problem is they molt, and then in the wintertime they may not lay. Now you can put artificial light on them and they'll continue to lay, but uh, anywhere from August on they will molt for about a month, lose feathers, and they look horrible. But they're just molting and growing in new feathers, so it's nothing to worry about. It takes about a month. They don't lay very well. It's got to do with the daylight. Chickens are something else. My chickens, unless it gets like negative temperatures, they sleep on top of the shelter they have. They just prefer it that way. And we give up on going out there and putting them in because we've got them surrounded by an electric fence that keeps most of the predators out. So we don't have to worry about that too much. But it's the daylight hours. It's something, I forget how many hours a day of light they have to have in order to produce eggs. Artificial light. You can put an artificial light on them. And the difference, I keep my hens until they just don't lay anymore, and then we'll turn them into stewed chickens or whatever. But in these big laying operations, they buy them or have them shipped in. It depends on the size of the operation. At point of lay, just about the time they're starting to lay, they bring them in, and they keep artificial light on them. They get the lights on timers, so they get the exact amount of hours every day. And they only keep them about a year. And then they ship them off, sell them to make chicken soup or whatever, and get a new flock in. And I think they do that. They have several houses and they just rotate. I don't know the exact way they do it, but they only keep a laying hen about 1 year. And then they have priority breeds that they don't share with anybody else, that those chickens lay more than a chicken you or I can go buy. They have scientists working on this stuff and universities, and it's quite an interesting thing. The University of Arkansas had a blue chicken that laid blue eggs that they had developed. I don't know what's happened to it. They got out of it, but it was pretty interesting. Chickens are fascinating if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Man, there's the Ayam Samami, I believe is how it's pronounced. That is an entirely black chicken. Legs are black, feathers are black, skin's black, the meat's black. Everything about them's black. They lay a black egg. I've never had any. The thing with bird flu, I've never heard of a backyard flock getting the bird flu. It's always the large confinement, the confined animal farming operation, or whatever they call it. Because if you've ever, especially with your meat birds, we have several of those operations around here, and they stink. Just driving by the road, they stink. You can smell it. Because with the meat birds, from birth to processing is 6 weeks. So they don't clean those big houses that entire 6 weeks. And they're pumping full of oh, antiviral stuff, and I can't think of the word. They just give them uh, crap. I wish I could remember that word. But if it was a human, they give them this shot. It's antibiotics. That's it. They give them antibiotic shots whether they know they need them or not, just because of the unsanitary conditions they live in. And that's where you get your bird flu at. I have yet, and I watch, I've got several sources that I look at, and have never heard of a backyard flock having the bird flu. You got to make sure that's why I suggested if you get into chickens, you move them daily. And we don't wash our eggs until we feel the need to refrigerate them, which an egg will be fine unrefrigerated for a month or more. We don't usually keep them out that long, and then we'll wash them. But we don't wash them before, or we wash them right before we use them, but make sure you wash them. And you keep, your coops cleaned and your nesting boxes cleaned, and you won't have any problems. Give them plenty of room to move, and to where they're not living in their own filth, and you won't have any problems. I've never we occasionally lose a sick bird. I mean, and it's usually because they're 2, 3, 4 years old. They're older birds. But as I was saying, I like to buy day old chicks because I found out that yeah, that'd probably be a fun game. But I found out that I've never been able to integrate, grown birds into a flock. Chickens are violent animals. they they will kill another chicken, and as soon as they draw blood, that chicken, if you can't get him out of there in time, they're going to kill it because they're attracted to red. They're very violent birds. Among other, if they feel threatened. Now, most of them with people is not a big deal. We have a rooster that has a problem with my spouse. Yep, they'll do that. They'll eat eggs. Sometimes we feed our older eggs back to them. They will eat mice, snakes. Yep. And like I said, they will kill each other. So I wouldn't feed my chickens chicken meat, though. I mean, that's kind of how Mad Cow got started over in England. Those people over there were feeding cow meat to cows. So, but yeah, chickens are they're nice to have, though. They're fun. My wife grew up in a town. She didn't grow up with animals and stuff. And I told her when we got chickens, I said, "Oh, you're gonna like watching chicken football, and it's fun." And once she figured out what it was, that was a lot of times her entertainment. But you get some kind of food they like. We would do bread, tear off a little piece, and throw it out there. One will come and grab it and take off, and the others will chase it around trying to take it from them. It's hilarious. And they'll, if they can take it away, then they'll run away and they'll chase, and it's fun to watch. Chicken football. Well, all right. I think I'm going to get out of here. Like I said a while ago, I'm getting a little hungry. And I've been on here for 2 hours. I appreciate you coming by. Uh, it's been a very good conversation. It uh, gives me hope having a conversation like this with a youngster. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you later.